Mike Flynn's in a world of trouble. Was the national security advisor for Donald Trump, and now there was a briefing from the Pentagon to the Oversight Committee in the House this morning, and they found out some very disturbing things. Sean Spicer was asked about it at the White House, and he's like, "For me, I don't know anything." Here, let's watch.
Does the White House believe that Lieutenant General Michael Flynn broke any laws in filling out his standard form 86 disclosure?
I don't. That would be a question for him and a law enforcement agency, whether or not he filled. I don't know what he filled out and what he did or did not do. That all happened. He filled that form out prior to coming here, and so it would be up to the committee and other authorities to look at that. I don't know.
I don't know. Who's Mike Flynn? I don't know. Yesterday, Trump was like, or actually on Friday, he said, WikiLeaks, never heard of him. After he said, I love WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks is a treasure trove. So this is an old trick by the White House. In fact, we're going to come back to that in a second. They have a hilarious second excuse at the end. But so just so you know what we're talking about here, Flynn took $45,000 from Russia late 2015 to go over there, sit next to Vladimir Putin, literally at a dinner table, and celebrate the 10th anniversary of RT. Now he's supposed to report that $45,000 when he was going through the procedure to become the national security advisor, and he didn't. He also apparently did not report money that he'd gotten from the Turkish government. These are giant no-nos. It's illegal not to report those things, and now that has come to light. So, which then brings us to Jason Chaffetz, who is the Republican in charge of the Oversight Committee and who can't wait to leave the Oversight Committee. He's leaving Congress early to get the hell out of this position because as a Republican, now he's gonna have to tell you the former Republican National Security Advisor, Mike Flynn, is a disaster. And well, look, I'll let him say it. Listen to what he's got to say.
I see no information or no data to support the notion that General Flynn complied with the law, and that is he was supposed to seek permission and receive permission from both the Secretary of State and the Secretary of the Army prior to traveling to Russia to not only accept that payment, but to engage in that activity. I see no evidence that he actually did that. As a former military officer, you simply cannot take money from Russia, Turkey, or anybody else. And it appears as if he did take that money, it was inappropriate, and there are repercussions for the violation of law.
Damn. I'm going to quote again what he said in the beginning there. No data to support the notion that General Flynn complied with the law. Oops. That dude's in a world of trouble, man. And of course, you got to wonder why. I mean, look, these guys in Washington do speeches all the time. They get paid obscene money. I mean, you remember Hillary Clinton got paid $225,000 a pop from Goldman Sachs. This is a $45,000 speech. Why not just report it? In Washington, that would be fairly normal. Did he have something to hide? Well, that's where it gets super interesting. Elijah Cummings, who was with Jason Chaffetz there, he's a Democrat on the Oversight Committee. He's the leader of the Democrats in that committee. He says, this is, quote, extremely troubling. Another Democrat on that committee, Representative Raja Krishnamurthy, says, what we see is that there's a lot of smoke here. He went on to say, we need an independent investigation ASAP. I've called for an independent 9/11 style commission, and the facts this morning that I saw in those documents, the classified documents, points to an ever-growing need for this. Now, if it's just Mike Flynn being a clown, he's in a world of trouble and it'll end there. But if there was a reason why he covered it up and a reason why he didn't want to mention the money he got from Russia, and it relates to other people in the Trump administration, then a 9/11 style commission would be greatly warranted and could be a very interesting set of developments that are not good news for the Trump administration. Okay, we'll have to see about that. But now turning back to the administration, they had a great reason for why they're not cooperating with this investigation. The Hill reports, Legislative Affairs Director Mark Short said the committee is requesting documents that are not in possession of the White House because they involve Flynn's activity prior to President Trump's January 20th inauguration. Other documents sought by the committee from after January 20th involve sensitive information, he said. So in summary, I can't give you anything before January 20th. I also can't give you anything after January 20th. Okay, so the stuff before January 20th, irrelevant. The stuff after January 20th, too relevant. Sorry, can't give it to you either way. Well, isn't that awfully convenient? Well, whether you want to cooperate or not, that investigation appears to be headed in your direction. We're not the Young Turks, you're the Young Turks. You power this show. Together, we built something amazing. We've broken stories like the Donna Brazil story the mainstream media wouldn't break. We built the studio, we built this network. It's now #1, all thanks to you guys. Let's come build it even bigger and stronger. TYTnetwork.com/join.